How's it going, everybody? Johnny Styles here with the Wellness Observer Live, powered by Liquid Sunrays and Bad Dude CEO. Visit baddudeceo.com for all your cool supplement needs, of course, with WOL 15% off, and of course, Liquid Sunrays for the very best competition tanning in the entire bodybuilding and fitness world. On today's video, of course, we are days away from the 2022 Miss Wellness Olympia, the Brazil Superstar Edition, like I've been calling it all these past shows. Of course, because most of the competitors, and I think I have it here, it's around 39 competitors are going to be battling for the wellness title, and most of them are, of course, Brazilian. And in this episode, it's not going to be the exception because this is probably the most legendary and the most talked about. She's won 60 titles in her career, all over the world. And of course, I'm talking about the one and only Angela Borges, straight from Brazil. I haven't talked to her or haven't talked about her in a while in the shows because she hasn't done a show, but there she is in all her glory. She is going go back again to the Olympia in Vegas, where she placed second, of course, behind Franciele Matos. And credit where credit is due. A lot of people know, a lot of people that didn't know about the class, especially with my knowledge back in 2013, 2014, 2015. Many of the girls that kind of did their homework after I told them about the class, they went back and researched who were the girls, and many girls will go to the internet and just research Angela Borges. And to that extent, she is a legend. She is one of the pillars of the wellness division, even before it was a thought in the United States of America. And you got to give credit where credit is due. Is Angela Borges better now than she was, I don't know, 3 years ago? I think so. Has she progressed year by year, or has she stayed the same? It's kind of, it depends on how you look at things, because that's one of the main problems. My main problem, and I'm going to get it out of the way quick. My main problem with Angela, of course, and you guys know this, is her full glutes, number one, and number two, her calves. She looks like, I know you guys have sent me plenty of pictures about her calves and, what's going on here, what's going on there. I know that most of you have sent me pictures of her calves, and I think just like I did with the Arnold preview, when I pointed out her calves, I think her calves have some type of muscle atrophy. I believe that, if you haven't heard me say this before, I think what happened to her is kind of the same thing that happened to Dennis Wolf, pro men's open bodybuilder. And you can go and check, who Dennis Wolf is. I believe that, this is a picture of her. It's a very cool picture of her when she started back in the day, and, her progress. She's definitely evolved, but the girl that we see right here on the right, has this girl gotten progressively better, or has she stayed the same? And if you ask me, she kind of stays the same. And when you're doing battle here in this type, this side of the world, with the actual state of the wellness Olympia and all these wellness superstars, it's a hard show. And some of these girls are coming in directly to do some killing. And with Angela, it's one of those things that you kind of, she always comes in kind of the same. And she resembles a lot about, Dexter Jackson as well. Dexter always looked like Dexter. And if somebody was off, Dexter can come in any show and just dethrone whoever was in the lineup. When you see the videos of her training, she's been training nonstop. She has plenty of businesses on the side. And her glutes and hams and abductors have always been great. And she's been known for her full AF quads. And in reality, that's my only knock on her. It's her calves. Her calves have some type of muscle atrophy, and it takes away from her flow. Now, when people saw her in the Olympia, a lot of people were in shock again, because many of the people that have followed the wellness class hadn't seen her in person like this time around when she saw her. Now, when she came out, I'm gonna play the video. I'm gonna react to it again because I haven't seen these videos in a year, and we're gonna talk about it. You know, is she gonna do the same posing routine? Is she gonna do something different? Did you guys agree with her posing style? It's very different because usually she tells the crowd, to clap, and she's very animated, but it's a different look and a different style on her posing. So let's see how she looked right here in the Olympia when she came out. Good color, good makeup, the whole 9 yards with her. Okay, so let's see. There she is walking. As she walks, it's awesome because as she walks, you can see her quads like jiggling, like boom, boom. It's very impressive. This is one of her side poses that she's very known for, and the judges really liked the whole vacuum pose that she does at the side pose right here. This vacuum pose on her right here. A lot of judges like that on her. Then she turns to the other side, still keeping the vacuum pose. Good cap delts. Here's when she turns a little bit to do the transition pose. And, if you're there live, you could see the fullest glutes we've seen in a long time with her right here. And of course, you can see there's some there. I've seen her tighter in the glutes and hams, but again, it takes away from her flow right here in the calves. But that's her posing, and that's her showing off her humongous, super full glutes. She does the hair flip again, and she walks, she walks, she walks. I think this is where most of the before we get into this pose, I think this is where the judges can see that sure there's something wrong with her calves and the muscle atrophies, because when she walks, you can see it here. You can see it right here that the muscle is not, it's not firing like it should. And of course, a lot of judges loved this pose from her because it resembles, for those of you who don't know, this pose right here resembles what a lot of bikini girls used to do back in the early 2014s, late 2015s. And it looks good on her. I cannot knock her out because it looks very, very good on her. Chiseled abs. She looks, the whole 9 yards. That's how our legend is supposed to look out in our bodybuilding and fitness world, especially in this wellness class. Lots of muscle in those quads, great waist. Her midsection, her abs are absolutely fantastic. Overall, she looked okay. She looked like, Angela Borges. That's why she looked, on this show. I specifically gave her 3 stars. Why? Because I believed in this show that she wasn't second place. But again, she is a legend in our industry, especially if, she's coming from so many wins in another federation. And she has, built this aura about herself and about her style and her business and her posing. There's still girls right now that adore her. There's girls that kiss the floor where she walks. There's girls that follow like Angela Borges religion. So you got to give credit where credit is due. I don't know what type of Angela Borges that we're gonna see. I honestly truly think that we're gonna see kind of the same thing. So what's gonna happen when Angela meets some of the competitors that she's never been with, like Ryan, for example? What's gonna happen when she stands next to her? Juju. What's gonna happen when she stands next to her? With Angela Borges, it's it's a toss and turn. She's beaten Yarishna before. Yarishna has beaten her. She's beaten Yarishna. I think it's gonna be cool. I think it's gonna be a battle between them both, and who's gonna probably win. This should be an Olympia, like a personal Olympia for Angela and Yarishna to like kind of top each other off. Because in Boston, when Yarishna won, then Angela placed second. But what happens if Angela wins out? She's got the upper hand on her. And let me tell you one thing: if Angela comes like this, it's gonna be hard for a lot of girls to beat her because again, this is like her standard look. I don't think she's gonna come in any more crazier. Can she get harder? Yes, we've seen her harder before, but I don't think it favors her, to be honest with you. And that's about it. That's about it for the legend of Angela Borges. It's gonna be really cool to see her against her arch and nemesis of Yarishna Ayala, which they go back and forth. This is one of the latest pictures that she had posted, less than 15 days out. And one thing I want to clear out about Angela too, I talked about this a few videos prior, is that Angela, no matter what you see on her, 10 days out, 8 days out, 5 days out, she almost doesn't look like she's in shape. She looks like another like girl that goes to the gym and looks good and she's pretty and all the 9 yards. Let me tell you one thing about Angela Borges. She can change in one day. I've seen it happen before and I can see it happening again. Do not count her out for any second. You can see her in the athletes meeting looking like normal, and then at the show, without a blink of an eye, you can see her shredded and diced. She has one of the greatest midsections in the lineup. It's going to be really interesting to see what's going to happen. But again, is Angela gotten better? Has she improved her body overall, or she kind of has stayed the same? It's going to be really interesting what happens in the 2022 Olympia in Las Vegas, Nevada, with just a few days left. Keep it locked here for the most amazing preview show that we're going to be doing. I'm going to be talking to you guys, and I'm going to give you the godfather of wellness, the preview, and I'm going to give you my predictions. My prediction shows for this event, which is going to be probably the hardest prediction show that I've ever done in my life. This has been Johnny Styles. Thank you so much for watching. iTunes, Spotify, the whole 9 yards. Thank you so much. The Godfather of Wellness thanks you one more time. Stay tuned and let's do this.